Welcome back to Lupus Things, where we talk about lupus and all its things. Today we wanted to cover the subject on how to cope with lupus at school. A big obstacle for kids with a chronic illness like lupus is the uncertainty of their condition. They may feel fine one day and unwell the next. Add the stress of school to this, and understandably, kids and their parents can feel a bit overwhelmed. The good news is that there are ways to make getting through school with lupus easier. Developing a plan is essential for parents, kids, and their school. This toolkit provides useful resources that will help you create a plan for your child. So we are going to be taking a look at a few tips when it comes to communicating with your school to help you discuss with teachers, the school nurse, and other staff members how lupus specifically affects your child. We are also going to cover a few steps for success for building a school care team to support your child's academic and social emotional development. Kids have a role to play too. To get the most out of school, kids need to listen to their bodies and speak up to teachers and school staff about how they are feeling. We are also going to go over a few tips for kids for empowering ways kids can help manage their own health and enjoy school to the fullest. Okay, so let's start off with tips for communicating with your child's school about lupus. An important part of making sure your child's medical, social, and emotional needs are met at school is developing solid relationships with teachers, the school nurse, and other staff members. You will want to think of the teachers and staff as allies. These are the people you can work with to figure out how to help your child with lupus succeed, while keeping them as healthy as possible. There are several communication tips that can help you develop successful parent-staff relationships, which include: stay focused and positive. Keep all your communications with teachers and staff centered on the goal of meeting your child's needs. Be proactive. Don't be afraid to make the first move. Suggest steps for advancing the conversation with teachers and staff, and recommend how people at school can help. Remember that it's important for your child's health that you start addressing her or his lupus needs with the school sooner instead of later. You can download the letter to school regarding my child's lupus template that we will link in our stories on Instagram and will be saved in our highlights. If you're watching on YouTube, the link to the letter will be in the description. Okay, avoid misunderstandings by asking questions. If you are confused about what teachers or staff members are trying to say, don't be afraid to ask direct questions. Ask them to explain their points in a different way, or ask them to provide examples. It can also help to restate what you think they are saying in your own words. Ask the school for suggestions. Teachers and staff members may have additional ideas for meeting your child's needs based on their experiences working with children at the school. It can be helpful to ask them in addition to providing your own suggestions. Acknowledge the school's own needs and challenges. Recognizing that meeting some of your child's needs may require effort and resources from the school will show that you are reasonable and willing to cooperate. This will encourage the school to carefully consider your own needs in return. Be open about your child's lupus. It is very likely that your child's teachers and school staff members have not heard of lupus and don't really understand the disease. Sharing information with them about lupus, including your child's own symptoms and experiences, will help them grasp the seriousness of the condition and understand why your child needs the provisions you are requesting. The following section includes essential information to share with your child's school care team and details of adjustments and assistance you might consider. Okay, let's look at steps for success to build your child's school care team. Your child's school care team is a group of teachers and staff members you will want to inform and educate about the specifics of your child's lupus. You'll want to build relationships with them and work together on an ongoing basis to meet your child's needs. The care team may include your child's teacher or teachers, the school nurse, counselors or therapists, special education teachers, and the school principal. So the first thing you want to do is talk to your child's doctor. Ask what medical information the school nurse will need and find out any suggestions the doctor has that you can share with your child's school care team. The second thing you want to do is set up a meeting. Contact your child's teachers, the school nurse, the school counselor, and other relevant staff members to set up a meeting to discuss your child's lupus needs and create a plan together. Be sure to check out the link to the letter to my school regarding my child's lupus that I mentioned a few moments ago to make sure you don't miss out on any important information that you need to include in the letter before actually scheduling a meeting with them. Again, this letter template will be in our stories, our highlights on Instagram, and in the description if you are watching on YouTube. So the third thing you want to do is to come prepared to the meeting. Prior to the meeting with your child's school care team, write the following points down to help guide your meeting and provide the school staff details of your child's lupus and how it affects them at school. Okay, so number 1, what lupus is and how it affects your child's health. Remember to be very detailed. Number 2, your child's symptoms and what triggers can cause them to have a lupus flare. And number 3, the medications your child is taking and their side effects and when they are meant to take them. Okay, so now let's talk about the final point, which is a school guide for kids with lupus. Your parents and doctors make a lot of the important decisions about your health, but you have a big role to play too. When you're at school, it's important that you manage your lupus as well as you can. This means making smart decisions and thinking about how you feel. Having lupus may make you feel different from classmates, but you can help them understand why you have to do certain things and be mindful of your health. Let's talk about some things you can do to make sure school is as productive and fun as possible. Starting with number 1, don't sit next to anyone who is sick. When you have lupus, it's especially important to avoid other people's germs because it's much easier for you to get sick and way harder for you to get rid of it. If the person sitting at the desk next to you is coughing and sneezing and drooling and all the things, ask the teacher if you can sit in a different seat. Don't feel bad for switching seats for a day. Nobody wants others to get sick too. Always take your medicine no matter how you are feeling. Some days you may feel totally fine, and that's great. But even if you don't feel sick and you stop taking medications, this could start making you feel sick and your lupus may get worse. Don't forget to go to the school nurse to take your meds if that is what you're supposed to do. Number 3, tell your teacher if you are not feeling well. If you start to feel sick at school, the last thing you want to do is keep it a secret. Make sure you talk to your teacher right away. Even if you have a test that day or an important lesson in class, your health still comes first. Your teacher understands that and they will make sure you get the help that you need. Okay, number 4, it's okay to talk about your lupus. There is nothing bad or embarrassing about having a health condition. You should feel comfortable talking to your teachers, the school nurse, and also if you want to talk to your friends. Talking about your lupus will help them be more understanding when you don't feel well or need to sit out during an activity. That being said, my 5th point would be that it is okay to not tell everyone about your lupus. It is still important to tell teachers, school nurses, and a few of your close friends that spend the majority of time with you about your lupus, but not everyone in your class or school has to know about it if you don't want them to. Your health is your private business, and if you're not comfortable telling a classmate, don't feel like you have to. Number 6, pay attention to how you are feeling. Make sure you're listening to your body so you know right away if you are starting to have a flare or starting to get a fever, or if your joint pain is starting to increase. Don't ever ignore how you are feeling. Number 7, don't worry about what other people think. Some classmates might wonder why you miss a class or don't participate in an activity. Don't worry about being judged. Most people won't actually judge you. Sometimes it's just all in our heads. And the ones who do judge you are not your true friends, and they are not worth your time at all. Remember, your lupus does not define who you are. Number 8, you need to rest. It is important to get enough sleep at night to help keep your lupus under control and to have more energy. If you want to participate in an activity but you feel like you might need a break, remember it is more important to rest so that you don't go into a lupus flare. Number 9, it is okay to feel frustrated or upset. It is completely normal to feel that it is a bit unfair that you have lupus and others don't. You may be angry that you often don't feel well or sad that you have to miss out on certain things. that you really want to do. But remember that you can always speak to your parents, a close, understanding friend, teacher, the school counselor, or nurse about how you are feeling. Number 10, you might need to do things a little bit differently, and that is okay. Because you have lupus, you may need to go to the doctor a lot, wear sunscreen even if you're inside, only eat certain foods, get more sleep at night than the usual person. You may feel different than your classmates, but remember that many people have special things they need to do to take care of their health. And as long as your lupus is under control, you will still be able to do most of the things your friends can do. Okay guys, I hope you found this video helpful and that you're able to take away a few valuable points to help you through your lupus journey while attending school. If you like this video, please share it with the people you think might need to gain some valuable information about lupus. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and spread some purple love in the comments. We would highly appreciate it. Remember, you are not alone, my friends. Till next time.